Hello, guys and gals, and this is the final part to Phantasmagoria. It is a book by Julia Bruce. It is an atlas of fabulous creatures, enchanted beings, and magical monsters. And in this episode, we are basically only going to go over all of the maps that we skimmed over last time, and then we will be calling this one quits. Meaning that I have to locate all the maps. I think that fairies and little people were... yeah, that's the first one. Okay, so let's get this underway then. I might reread these anyways. But I'm not sure really. Basically, we can, we'll probably just basically, while I scan over the map, I'll be reading this. Many of us have grown up with the idea that fairies are pretty tiny winged creatures that scatter fairy dust, dance around fairy rings, and have names like Tinkerbell. The truth can be a lot more sinister. There are tales of fairy folk who are as big as humans and think nothing of abducting people or using them for their own ends. Others are far more beautiful, such as the hideous fairy. Others are far from beautiful, such as the hideous fairy Melusine. There are also mischievous little people and household spirits in almost every culture who can be helpful to the people they live with, but might also make trouble if they are crossed. For the Nissi of Scandinavia to the Domvoi of Russia, the Ein Sang Nat of Burma, and the Brownie of Scotland. Not to mention bogarts, gremlins, and goblins. All of these little monsters can be very difficult to live with. Okay, in England, there's troublemaking bogarts, mischievous Cornish pixies, elves, goblins, gremlins, and gnomes. In Ireland, leprechauns and elves. Scotland, there's brownies, helpful household spirits. Scandinavian, underground dwelling dwarves, Nissi, elves, and Vatir. In Persia, Iran, the beautiful Peri. In India, the wise, mysterious Vidisvaris. In Philippines, the tree-dwelling Diwata. Benin, there is the Aziza, the forest fairies. In New Zealand, the Panparahi. In North America, elves, fairies, and gremlins. In Burma, the Ein Sang Nat. In Russia and Eastern Europe, the hearth-dwelling Domovoi. The Pyrenees, we have the goblins. In Germany, gnomes, dwarves, and the vicious Earl Kings. In Tibet, the Nang Iha, the room-shifting household spirits. In the Alps, the bearded Barbagazi, gnomes of the snow, and in France, the serpent-tailed Melusine. And we're just going to quickly go over these. Okay, let me find the next one. Bogarts, goblins, gremlins. Again, we went over all these chapters throughout the season, so they are in the playlist. Wonder Workers, okay. Throughout the centuries, there have been people who are different from those around them, who have special powers, either inborn or learned, that set them apart. Some have magical abilities, others might be able to speak to the dead or walk in the world of the spirits. Some, like certain wizards or mysterious jinn, are not even human at all. How real are their powers? Enter the world of magic, the domain of witches and wizards, shamans and spirit walkers, and decide for yourself. In the Middle East, we have the jinn and the witches. In Europe, we have witches, wizards, and spiritualists. In Greece, the sorceress Circe. In Wales, Merlin, wizard to King Arthur. The United Kingdom, there is the Nimue, sorceress, lover of Nimue, sorceress, lover of Merlin. Witchfinder General Matthew Hopkins, royal astrologer John Dee, witches, wizards, spiritualists. In Germany, we have Dr. Faustus, who sold his soul to the devil. In North America, we have spiritualists Kate and Margaret Fox, witches, wizards, shamans, Salem witches. In the Caribbean, we have voodoo witch doctors and shamans. In Africa, shamans, witches. In Russia, the terrifying witch Baba Yaga. In India, witches. In the Philippines, the flying Mananananangal. In China, mystics. In Middle East and Asia, jinn, demons. In North America, the jinn. In France, the alchemist Nicolas Flamel. In South America, shamans. And in the Arctic regions, shamans. So we're just going to quickly going over the map here. Okay, and moving on. Okay. And next we have, I'm going to just check, shamans, okay, just checking to make sure I haven't missed a page. Evil spirits, demons, and the undead. Okay, we'll start down here in Australia and then work our way up with the camera angle while I read. Shambling mummies brought back to life after thousands of years, terrifying rotting corpses leaving their graves and walking among the living. This is the stuff of nightmares in Hollywood movies. Humans have an endless fascination with the cheating of death, by whatever means, using magic and spells, drinking blood, or returning in ghost form. Then there are the creatures that personify evil, demons, werewolves, and evil spirits. Stories of such beings are common in all cultures. So are they real or just the product of universal human fears? I don't know. Okay, worldwide we have demons and ghosts. In Egypt we have mummies. In the Caribbean, zombies. In Africa, zombies and vampires. In India, the bloodthirsty goddess Kali. In Israel, the vampire demon Lilith and golems. In Japan, vampires, Kitsunibi, treacherous fox spirits. In Eastern Europe, vampires, including Dracula. In Europe, demons, ghosts, vampires, evil spirits. In Romania, Dracula, Vlad the Impaler. Ireland, banshees and Dullahan. In England, Will o' the Wisps, vampires and werewolves. In Scotland, the doom-bringing washerwoman. In the USA, vampires and jack-o'-lanterns. And in South America, vampires. And we will just go around here. And there we go. Okay. Zombies and golems. Okay. Okay. Demons here. Okay, I think we're ready for humanoid creatures. I don't think that I've missed anything yet. Let me check the, I'm going to pause this and check the thing just to make sure. Thank you for your patience. I just had to check and make sure. This is Chapter 4, Humanoid Creatures. And we are going to basically start down here in Australia, and we're going to read, then we're going to work our way up. Okay, many of the creatures that have scared us for generations in myths, legends, and folklore are all the more terrifying for being almost human. They are the hideous female monsters of Greek legends such as the Gorgons and Harpies, as well as giants, ogres, and trolls, obscene parodies of humans in their vast proportions and wicked ways. Mysterious and unexplained godlike figures such as the Green Man pop up in legends across the world. Stories of men who can turn themselves into ravenous beasts are also found worldwide, such as the werewolves of Europe and North America, and the Macan Gakagan, the were-tiger of Indonesia. So, let's see. The Himalayas, the Yeti or Abominable Snowman. North America, Sasquatch or Bigfoot. Zoovitz, the Wendigo, the Bokwas, werewolves and skinwalkers. In India, the Nigud and the Green Man. Thailand, the Green Man. Ghana, Tano Giant. South America, Kurinquan and werewolves. Indonesia, Makan, Gadagan, and the Were-Dog. Scandinavia, trolls. Greece, Cyclops, the one-eyed giants, Gorgons, Harpies, and Furies. Not to be confused with furries, by the way. Europe, giants, the Green Man, ogres, and werewolves. United Kingdom, giants, the Green Man, ogres, and Herne the Hunter. Japanese, demon ogres. Africa, giants and ogres. In Canada, trolls. There are a lot of trolls in Canada. I do have to say that. Just kidding. Okay, we are ready for number 5. Okay, Yeti ogres, Green Man. Okay. Now we are to horned and hooved creatures. So this is number 5, and this is about the horse-like ones, which is really cool. Fantastic horses take many forms in the world's myth and folklore. There's Pegasus, the winged horse of ancient Greece, and there is the pure and innocent unicorn of medieval belief, whose horn could neutralize poison. Ireland, Scotland, and Scandinavia have their demonic water horses, who whisk the unwary away on their backs. The wild centaurs of Greek and Roman myth are unpredictable creatures, half man, half horse, and prone to violent outbursts, though some are wise and have the gift of prophecy. Other human-beast hybrids that feature in Greek and Roman tales include the fearsome man-bull, the minotaur, and satyrs with cloven hooves and horns. In the language of symbols, the animal part represents the fiercer and wilder side of human nature. So, let's go over these real quick. In Ireland is the playful puka. In Scotland, kelpies, malicious water horses, and each usage, or each a usagi. In Shetland, the Nugal, a water horse. In the Isle of Man, there is the Glashtan, a water horse. In Scandinavia, the eight-legged Slipner, and the Nicker water horse. It is spelled Nicker. I did not just swear. Europe has the unicorns. In Japanese has the Kirin, which is a gentle eastern unicorn. China has the Kirin, the Chinese unicorn. Tibet has the Suru, Supao, and Kir, fierce unicorns. Mongolia has the Po and the tiger-devouring unicorn. The Middle East has the Kujata and the Arshenk. Greece has the half-man, half-bull minotaur, the winged Pegasus, the half-goat, half-man satyrs, and the half-man, half-horse centaurs. Italy has the goat-like fawns, and they're gentle. North America has the thunder horses, and Egypt has Ptah, the Apis bull. So we are just going to take a little stroll here through all of these. And there we go. Next, okay, centaurs. Okay. Next, we will be talking about dragons. Oh, yeah, okay. Dragons. This is the map in regards to dragons. Appearing in legends all over the world, dragons are creatures of great power and magic. Some can fly, their great wings beating against their scaly sides. Others lurk in caves guarding hoards of treasure, ready to emerge and belch forth a plume of fire. The traditional Western image of dragons is perhaps best shown by the fire-breathing beast famously killed by St. George in Libya, North Africa. The dragons come in all shapes and sizes. Mayan and Aztec god Quetzalcoatl was a huge feathered flying serpent. In China and Japan, most dragons were bearded creatures that could not fly, and some were very small, while in Europe many dragons were wingless, cave-dwelling worms. In the myths of the ancient Greeks, dragons were many-headed monsters with poison running in their veins. Now, let's see. In Mexico and Central America was Quetzalcoatl, the plumed serpent. In Wales, the red dragon. In England, the winged fire-breathing dragons. In Europe, the worms. In Scandinavia, Fafnir. In Greece, the many-headed dragon Ladon and Hydra. In China, Lung, including imperial dragons. In Mongolia, Deathworm. In Japan, Tatsu and Ryu. In Egypt, Apophis. In Mali, Bidda. And in Australia, the rainbow serpent. So, we're just going to take a little stroll here around the map. And that's that. Moving on. Greek dragons. I think dragons. Okay. Next we have four-legged fiends. Let's see what this has to say. Beasts patched together from several different creatures or familiar animal friends turned bad. This collection of four-legged fiends horrify and fascinate in equal measure. From the terrifying three-headed Cerberus and the crocodile-headed Ammut, both denizens of the underworld, to the vampire cat of Japan and the cunning Greek Sphinx, these creatures guard their territories jealously. It's a brave person who dares to take them on. A few heroes have succeeded in conquering these monsters, however, some by force, others by cunning, and all with a good deal of courage. Now, in Greece, again, I'm just pointing at random places on the map here in case you're scrutinizing me over that. In Greece, we have Cerberus, the riddle-telling Sphinx, and the Chimera. In Egypt, we have the heart-devouring Ammut, Anubis, and Sphinxes. In Japan, we have vampire cats, kitsune, and vampire foxes. In England, we have the questing beast of Arthurian legend, flying Gabriel hounds, Barghest, Black Shuck, the mysterious beast of Dartmoor. In Wales, we have Swim Anwen hounds. In Scotland, the doom-laden Kusith. In Middle East, griffins and manticore. In India, treasure-guarding griffins and manticore. In Europe, the half-horse, half-griffin hippogriffs and griffins. In Germany, the wild hunt. In Scandinavia, Woden's hunt. In China, Hussein. In Ethiopia, the manticore. And in Canada, the wahila. The wahila, which, if I recall, was a giant wolf. Again, we are just taking in a last view of this map. Okay, we are done with four-legged fiends for now. Yeah. We are to fabulous birds. I'm just going to check and make sure that I'm not missing anything here. Sorry about that. I just wanted to make sure I didn't miss any maps. And so far, we are on number 8 of 9. And we're going to talk about fabulous birds. And we're going to start down here in Australia, as always. The immortal phoenix lives for centuries before being consumed by flames and then emerging reborn from its own ashes. This is one of the best known of all mythological birds, but there are others, too. The awe-inspiring thunderbird of the Native North Americans, rather. The giant roc, not to be confused with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, of the Arabian Nights stories, and the benevolent and beautiful Simurgh of Persia, now Iran. Russian stories about winged and feathered creatures include the magnificent firebird, whose feathers burn like flame, and the beautiful but deadly winged siren, who bewitch the unwary with their haunting songs. Okay, in North America, we have the thunderbird, the bringer of storms, Raven, and Raven the trickster. In Russia, we have the siren. In Wales, we have the the Bloodwed, a flower-faced owl maiden. In Persia, we have the Simurgh. In the Middle East, we have the Roc, famously encountered by Sinbad, the immortal phoenix. We also have China. In China, we have the Fang Hong. In Madagascar, the Apiornis, a real-life elephant, the real-life elephant bird. India, we have the Garuda, the divine king of birds. In Greece, we have the beautiful but deadly sirens and the Stymphalian birds. And in Japan, we have the Ho-Oh, or the Hu-Oo, rather. It's probably where they get the Pokemon name Ho-Oh, to be honest. We are just going to go around here. And I think we have one map left to go after this. And we are done with the birds. Let's go to water creatures. I'm going to have to be careful because I know I was going to censor some of this out. Okay, water creatures. This is the final map. This is the final chapter. This is map number 9. Okay, let's start down here in Australia. Okay, it says, more than 70% of the Earth's surface is covered with water, mostly in the form of the vast oceans whose depths humans haven't yet fully explored. For centuries, sailors have reported seeing strange creatures on the high sea, from mermaids to giant serpents. There are also deep, dark lakes, remote rivers, and underground springs. Who is to say that unidentified creatures may lurk in these remote places? Some areas, such as Loch Ness in Scotland and Lake Champlain in Canada, are renowned for sightings of strange, prehistoric-looking creatures, while, according to legend, rivers and streams conceal a range of monstrous beasts and beautiful water spirits. Worldwide, the biblical Leviathan and mermaids. Now, in England, we have the water demons Peg, Powler, and Jenny Greenteeth, and also Grindylows. Scotland is the famous but elusive Loch Ness Monster. In Ireland is the Merrows, Merrows, otherwise known as mermen and mermaids. Japan, we have the fish-bodied Ningyo. In Greece, naiads of rivers, streams, and springs. In Italy is Scylla and Charybdis, the terrible monsters at the Strait of Messina. In Germany, Lovelorn, Lorelei, the Siren, Nixies. Canada, we have Lake Monsters, Champ, and Ogopogo. In the Pacific Islands, we have the sea god Tangaroa, father of the Mer people. In Russia and East Europe, we have the Rusalka. In Australia, we have the Bunyip monster of the Billabong. In Scandinavia, we have giant serpent Jormundir, the Kraken and monster of the deep. In USA, we have the White River monster. In Africa, Mamambo, the African brain sucker, and Mokele Mbembo, a living dinosaur. In India, we have Makara, and in China, we have Qian, monster of the Changtang River. Now, we are going to take a final stroll around the map here, and then we will probably call it quits. These maps are really beautiful, by the way. But yeah, that is going to conclude this reading of Fantasmagoria. I hope everyone enjoyed it. This was a book by Julia Bruce. This episode was completely dedicated to the maps. If you wanted to find out more about the actual creatures, then everything is in the playlist. So yeah, this is an atlas of fabulous creatures, enchanted beings, and magical monsters, again by Julia Bruce. It is copyright 2009. Also, if you want to support me, in any way, all that information is in the description below. And anyways, if you like this content, make sure you like and subscribe so you know when I upload. I upload every day at 1 a.m. and 3 p.m. typically. Also, thanks for watching, everyone, and have a great day.